Hello, my friends. My name is Amanda with Manda Panda Projects, and today I have a super adorable Hey There Honey bee door hanger, you guys. I don't make a lot of door hangers like this, but I am so in love with how this turned out. So this wood round is from Woodpecker's Crafts, okay? It was actually a disco ball. The back of it, I don't know if you saw it, but it was a disco ball. But I didn't use a disco ball, so I'm using it as a regular old wood round. You know what I mean? So I'm taking that and I'm just staining it with my antique wax. I got the wood wet first, just so it doesn't soak up as much stain, covered it with a stain, and then wiped off the excess with a baby wipe. Now I am gonna use stencils, you guys. Stencils scare me. They give me anxiety with a capital A, but I decided to just do it and I am now obsessed. It was actually really easy. So the trick is to make sure you do not have a lot of paint on your paintbrush. So I just taped down my stencil really good. I got these stencils in Happy Mail, but I did find them on Amazon. So if you would like the link to these stencils, just let me know. Comment comment stencil or B stencil. I don't know. Just let me know that you want it and I will get it to you. But I just wiped off as much of the paint as possible on a piece of craft paper and then I just brushed. So I slowed it down there for you for a little bit so you could see it in real time, and then I sped it back up. So it's just dabbing and brushing at the same time. It's like dab, brush, dab, brush, dab, brush. And basically just going like nice and slow and steady, and it took a really long time to do, but I just kept layering it on top of each other until it was a nice thick solid coat of the yellow, and then voila, peeled it off, and look at how satisfying that is. The stencil didn't quite go all the way to the ends, so I just lined it up, and then I just filled in those two little spots there that it didn't quite go. I wasn't worried about it being, perfect, but it actually came out pretty good. So now for the bees, I'm just gonna do a total of 3 bees. I'm doing the queen bee, dead center, in the middle, on the bottom. So same thing, tape it down, make sure you don't have too much paint on your brush, and then just dab and brush, going from you don't wanna go up and under the stencil, you wanna kind of go towards the top of the stencil down to where the opening is. You don't want to go, it's hard to explain, the angle. You don't want to go up and under. It's hard to explain. So you just got to see what I'm doing. So I did 3 bees, the big one, big queen bee, then the bigger bee on the top right, and then I just did a small little bee on the bottom right here. And I think that was the perfect little amount. And then now to make a bow, I use my bow dabber to make my bow, you guys. I love it. If you want to get you a bow dabber, it is totally worth the $24 or whatever it costs. But of course, you do not need one to make a bow. I like making my bows with fabric. Sometimes I throw in some ribbon, but this one is just fabric. Some Dollar Tree fabric, some Walmart fabric, some fabric that I had that were from bundles in my shop. It's a bunch of different beans, sunflower ones. So you guys make sure that you are subscribed to my channel if you're on YouTube, or following the page if you are on Facebook. Summer's coming. We got lots of cute crafts coming up. So you don't want to miss out. All right, so I just layered the bow up here. I just alternated all the different patterns one by one. I show you quite a bit here, but then I go ahead and then I cut to the top of the bow where I layer it with a small thin piece of fabric, and then I did some twine. I just like to put something on the top, usually like a figure 8 kind of the twine. It just helps to finish it off. And then whatever you decide to put in the center of your bow, I'm going to do a sunflower. It looks good. You don't have to do that little twine at the top, but I like the way it looks. So I started using a little thing that pushes the fabric down, and that helps a lot. It helps keep my bow nice and straight and even and doesn't collapse on itself. And I went ahead and I cut the words "Hey There Honey" on my Cricut. The font that I used is called Clarissa. It is a free font from defont.com. I just measured how big my space was left. I actually stopped the video here. I measured how much space I had, and then I just made sure my letters would fit right in that little space. I did cut it onto white vinyl, and then I decided to do it kind of diagonal. I played with it for a little while here. I don't show you. I was straight, diagonal, one straight, one diagonal. I don't know. I eventually went with a little bit of a diagonal because it kind of filled in that space perfectly and it fit right next to that crown. So I just kind of stuck it in there, use my transfer tape. If you do not have a Cricut, you can, number one, I cut these for you with my Cricut and send them to you. So you can order those in my shop. Let me know if you want to do that, or you could use stencils. You could stencil on, I mean, hey, now that you're stenciling, you could totally stencil on with letters, hey there, honey. It would take a little longer to line it up. Or if you had a stencil that has a cute little saying, you could stencil that on. Stickers, lots of different options, you guys. So then I glued down my bow. I glued a little paper sunflower from Dollar Tree on top. And for a hanger, I was going to do twine, but I just thought I didn't want too fancy, I guess, of a hanger or too much. But twine was a little too thin, so I went with some thicker jute rope. And here it is, you guys, all done. I'm totally loving how this turned out, you guys. I think this is so darn cute. So it looks like something that you would see on Etsy with the stencil. And the stencil was easy. I'm really proud of myself with this because I'm telling you, it gives me anxiety. So this is your encouragement to try out stenciling. Let me know what you think.